Hello, my name is Peyton Tillery, and this is my overview with my internship with Carter and Sloop. Carter and Sloop is located in four different locations, Macon, Athens, Canton, and Moultrie, Georgia. I was able to spend my time in both the Athens and Canton offices. Uh, they employ around 65 people company-wide, and this includes many PEs in each office. For example, the Canton office has around 5 PEs at all times, two of which are listed here as Matt Smith and Brian Caffrey. Those are both my mentor and my supervisors. They are the ones who gave me my projects to work on, and any questions I had regarding them, I reached out to them. There were a few others located also in the Athens office as well, but I worked mainly with these two. Carter and Sloop focuses on municipal wastewater systems, being both wastewater and water treatment plants, and then also linear work for both the city and counties. And they like to employ a balance of in the office and out in the field work, which I got to enjoy both of during my time here. So, few tasks I was able to complete while I'm here, and a few that are still ongoing. I can start with Baldwin County water line extension. This was set up in 2 phases. I was given nothing to work with to start out with, so I had to create a civil 3D drawing from scratch using property lines, watersheds, and such. I got to actually understand how water lines are set up and how they work. I have a general understanding, but I got to dive deeper into the action of how they are put together and planned. I was also able to work on an erosion control plan for NPDES. For this, this was needed, and this entails a checklist of many things that need to be set up only specifically to our project, and we needed to wait for approval before moving on to phase 2. Another project I worked on was Toccoa, Georgia water model. They had a plan set that was a single piece of paper from 1997. It was very outdated. It was missing projects. It was not easy to read. So I was tasked with creating a digitized copy with updated plans that we have done for the city as well. Like I said, some projects are ongoing, which this is one of them. We have sent our basic drawings to them in hopes that they can start labeling pipe sizes, as those were not denoted on that original plan set from 1997. And then once we hear back from them, I will be tasked with adding hydrants and valves that are shown on the map as well, so that someone later on can better digitize that copy as well. The next project I was able to work on was for Porterdale, Georgia. We worked on their sewer system. They have around 15 to 20 sewer networks that are being updated. And right now it's in the construction phase. So my task was actually updating our drawings to the construction set, which shows what is actually being installed compared to what we have designed for. And this project has actually been going on for about 10 years. Brian Caffrey, as I mentioned earlier, he was first starting out with Carter and Sloop when this project began. And he is the one who tasked me with working on this as well. My last project here is Barnesville CDBG. This is the Community Development Block Grant. This is a government funding project for government housing in the city of Barnesville. I was able to work on the preliminary drawings for updating sewer and water systems, as well as plans for repaving the roads. I used CCTV data to determine severity of damage. We had cameras that ran through the lines, and once they reached damage, they would denote what kind of damage, excuse me, and the length within the pipe. And I had to compile that and also show that on those preliminary drawings as they were being sent off for approval as well. So the next 2 slides are going to show some examples of plan sets I was able to work on. This one was actually the Baldwin County waterline extension. This is along Log Cabin Road, only for phase 1. Here you can see that we have added check dams, we have added silt fencing, double silt fence with non-sensitive and sensitive type. I had to draw in the buildings, I had to draw in the property lines, the roads, I had to create a surface using Civil 3D and GIS data. And I actually had to set these plans up myself, and this was the first time of me doing this, so I needed a lot of direction starting out. And through this project, I actually learned a lot. It taught me a good bit of the basics and how Carter and Sloop set up their plans, how they denote things, how annotations go, and just kind of the general back and forth with your supervisor to get these plans as perfect as they can be for approvals. We also have here called out our hydrants, our valves, our termination points, and phase two actually starts at the bottom right there, that termination there. In this slide, it shows the Barnesville CDBG. In the lime green SS lines is our existing sanitary sewer throughout this area, where the dashed red lines is actually our project site and the only place that we're able to work in. And the red SS lines are our proposed sewer systems, and we are not updating the structures there, so that's why they're still that lime green color. And I believe that they are all 8-inch CIPP piping, and this is only a portion of what I did. I also had to draw the water lines along with their services, and then also show a paving plan as well. So now I want to talk about some project highlights. Those are a lot of uh, in the office tasks I just discussed, and now these are my project highlights of out in the field that I was able to do. My first one I was able to do was for Stockbridge, Georgia. Their wastewater treatment plant wanted to increase their discharge into the nearby stream, and we had to go out there and do surveying to prove that this discharge would not cause flooding. We did this over the course of 2 days through the woods and getting elevations of the bottom of the creek, top of bank, and actually the rest of vegetation. And then we also got some plan points along the outside of the river so that we could tie into existing GIS data. And through this, I wasn't able to finish it as I was doing this during Christmas break in the Athens office, but they were able to go back a third day and work on this and complete this project actually. Um, Through this, we weren't able to use GPS surveying equipment, so we had to use total stations, which was something new for me as I did the online course and was never able to have hands-on interaction with the equipment, only just visuals through PowerPoints and videos. So it was really enjoyable to learn and put what I had learned to use as well. Another project highlight was Somerville, Georgia sewer line project. You can see an image of it shown on the left. Sewer line here shown in blue was severely damaged from high temperatures that were released from this factory to the Somerville wastewater treatment plant. The pipes were PVC, which are rated to around 120 degrees, where the factory was outputting temperatures that averaged around 110 degrees in the afternoon. We actually took a few site visits out here to one, we had to test the temperatures of the water to prove that our concerns were valid. And then we also came out here to determine angles between the pipes and the structures. So we had a better uh, drawing that was more accurate for improvements. So some relevant coursework and lessons learned for my time here at Carter and Sloop has been definitely all these classes here that I've put their course names, but they are surveying, graphics, data collection, fluids, problem solving, environmental and hydrology. Also not mentioned here is senior design. I was able to put a lot of what I learned towards my portion of that project, which was very encouraging to get to work on something that me and my group members were able to design and come up with. But all these classes were very crucial. Of course, surveying came in handy for what I just talked about for my project highlight. Civil graphics, incredibly important for what I was doing as I was working with Civil 3D almost 90% of the time. Data collection and problem solving came in handy for some other smaller tasks that I was able to work on. And fluids, environmental, and hydrology are a major portion of what we do here at Carter and Sloop. So, taking that knowledge was very crucial to my development as a employee for this company. Um, some relevant or some lessons learned were the use of teamwork and collaboration. That's a very generic thing, but I didn't realize how many people work on a single project at one time. So learning how to communicate correctly, how to make sure that we're not stepping on each other's feet doing the same thing for a project, and just getting to the final product as quickly as we can, as time is money for both us and the clients, was very important. Another one for me was asking questions. I like to know everything that I'm doing. So when I do ask a lot of questions, but I also don't want to show that I'm not competent or that I don't know what I'm doing. So it was a little barrier for me to get across. But like I say right here, it's okay if you don't know the answers. And everyone in my office were willing to help me 24/7. No matter when I asked them a question, they stopped what they were doing and took time to make sure I understood what I was asking. Um, Another one here is time management. I was given multiple projects at the same time, each having different deadlines. Managers wanted to see them sooner than others, and it was definitely trying to find that balance of how much time do I need to spend on one task compared to another. And of course, dedication was something I had to learn as well. Sitting on Civil 3D 8 hours a day, some days felt very repetitive, especially with projects that were either very similar or working on a larger project a few days or a couple weeks at a time. So getting past that repetitiveness and understanding what I'm doing and finding enjoyment in that was very crucial to um, my kind of just steps forwards in what I was doing. So that's been some lessons learned. I mean, there's probably plenty more that's not listed here, but these were kind of my main takeaways. So I want to say thank you for listening. This has been my overview for my internship with Carter and Sloop. I've also been lucky enough to be given a full-time offer from their Athens office once I graduate this spring. Thank you again and have a good day.